Hello YouTube, this is Sean here from Family Gaming 24/7. You've joined me here today for the fourth video in our Space Hulk Death Angel playthrough. We're going to pick straight up from where we left last time, so without further ado, let's get on with the game. We're ready for the next round now, where we pick action cards. In the previous event card, it said that I'm not allowed one of my teams that I previously did not attack with. I can't attack with again this round. Now, I think I'm going to do support with blue, so I'm not attacking with blue. Move and activate with yellow. No. Move and activate with green. And attack with yellow. So let's look at the numbers and decide which order they're going to get played in. So we have the blue on 3, the green card on 12, and the yellow card on 18. So that's the order they get played in. So we'll resolve them. So support, first of all. Each time Sergeant Lorenzo rolls a skull while defending, the attack misses and slays one of the attacking gene stealers. Okay, so, but we do get a support token. I'm going to put my support token on Brother Noctis for reasons that will become evident in a moment. And he gets, that card's now resolved. Green, run and gun. I'm now actually going to I'm going to resolve this. Sergeant Gideon is going to stay where he is. Brother Noctis is going to change with the adjacent Marine above him, which is Sergeant Lorenzo, and he's going to activate this this control panel. So we go back to the location card that we turned over, the Teleportarium card, and read what it says. It says, to activate the control panel, each Space Marine must discard one support token or roll a dice. Now that's not very clear. That indicates to me that it's each Space Marine that tries to activate the control panel. So as there's only Brother Noctis, because there can only be one per round, I'm going to use Brother Noctis. He does have a support token on him. And he says each Space Marine must discard one support token or roll a dice. Or roll a dice. On a 0, the Space Marine is slain. Then, regardless of the dice roll, discard all cards from blip piles. Now, because he has a support token, I don't have to roll I do not have to roll the dice, so he isn't slain. However, he loses his support token, and we can discard all of the blip piles. Regardless of the dice roll, discard all cards from both blip piles. So we're now ready to move on to the next room. That was easy. However, we do have to finish this phase first. We move on to the next room before we go into the Gene Stealer phase. So it does also say that after resolving this card's action, each of your Space Marine, i.e. green Space Marines, may spend one support token to make an attack. Now, I do actually have Sergeant Gideon up here with a support token, so I'm going to use Sergeant, and he is engaged with one Gene Stealer, so I'm going to use Sergeant Gideon, and I'm going to make an attack. And it was a skull was rolled. Sorry, you can't see that there. My arm was in the way. A skull was rolled, and that Gene Stealer is destroyed. Brother Noctis hasn't got a... Perhaps I should have maybe... never mind. So that's my green card resolved. And then finally my yellow card. Now again, good old Brother Claudio. Instead of attacking with Brother Claudio, you may slay up to 3 Gene Stealers within one range of him, ignoring facing. Then roll a dice. If you roll a 0, Brother Claudio is slain. Right, so Brother Claudio is facing this way and has a range of 0. However, the card says I can destroy up to 3 Gene Stealers within one range of him, which would either indicate there, and I can ignore whether he's facing them or not. So I can get rid of these two, which kind of only leaves these two. However, I do now need to roll a dice, and I do not want a 0 because I love Brother Claudio, he's my favourite Space Marine. And I rolled a 3, thankfully. Good. So Brother Claudio is alive to fight another day. So that's all my cards resolved. However, if you go back to the special text that was back on my blue support token, actually no, we'll come to that next. So that's all the action phase resolved. Now it's time to move to the next room. So now that the action phase is over, we now have to, we're allowed now to enter into the new room and see where the new location is. So we leave the teleportarium and we enter the hibernation cluster. Upon entering, for each Space Marine in the formation, place 1 Gene Stealer card into each blip pile from the Gene Stealer deck. What we'll do first, however, we'll resolve that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've still got all 6 Space Marines. So we have 6 Gene Stealers. And obviously 6 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have to refresh this discard pile of Gene Stealers because we've run out, so we'll give them a quick shuffle. And we're ready to go. We only just have to do the terrain cards. So we'll do the terrain cards now. So we need the corridor. No, we don't. We need the door. We need the spore chimney. We need the dark corner, and we need the ventilation duct. So the ventilation duct goes 3 from the top. 1, 2, 3. The door was 4 from the top, so that's there. The dark corner is 1 from the bottom, and the spore chimney is 2 from the bottom. Right. So we've finished our action phase. We now need to pick up straight away in the Gene Stealer phase, where the Gene Stealers attack. Now there's only these 2 Gene Stealers in the game, and they're going to attack Sergeant Lorenzo. And if you can remember, this was the card that I played during the action phase for Sergeant Lorenzo. So if I roll a skull while defending with Sergeant Lorenzo, it's an automatic miss by the Gene Stealers, and I get to slay one of the attacking Gene Stealers. And I can keep doing that until there's no Gene Stealers left, or I don't roll a skull. So here we go. And I have a support token which I can use should I want to choose a reroll. So it's a skull, so it's a miss, and I can discard a Gene Stealer. But they continue to attack. So I'm not going to choose my reroll. Actually, yes, I am. I'm going to use my token to reroll because I'd like to start the new room with no Gene Stealers, and I did roll a skull, so that Gene Stealer goes. So we're not doing too bad, guys. We're on our 3rd room. We have all our Space Marines and no Gene Stealers in the formation. So now we choose an event card. This event card is called Out of Thin Air. On an event card, has the word instinct on there. This is really more for the benefit of, well, not the benefit, but more for when there's more than one player. What happens then is all of the action cards all of the players' action cards are held in their hand. They're not laid out on the table, and they only lay out the ones that they're playing. So they all lay them down at the same time, and then you figure out who's got the lowest number. That the player with the lowest number card becomes the current player, so they get to draw the event card at the end of the game, and basically, if the word instinct is on the event card, that means they have to make they have to choose. So for example, in this card it says choose a Space Marine, spawn 2 Gene Stealers behind him. Now, if there was other players around the table playing this and I drew this card, only I would be able to decide which Space Marine would get the 2 Gene Stealers behind them. I wouldn't be able to discuss it and ask advice and say, where do you think I should put them? I would have to make the decision, and I would have to live with that decision. However, we're playing the one-player game, so spawn 2 Gene Stealers behind him. Let me have a look and quick look at the board. I think I'm probably going to, given the fact that I'm probably going to attack with green next round, I'm going to spawn 2 behind Brother Claudio. So I take them from the brick pile on the side I'm spawning, and here we go, spawn 2 behind Brother Claudio. Right. Then we obviously have to look at the spawns. Unfortunately, these are 2 minor spawns, so we have a minor 1 on orange, which is also on this side, and a minor 1 on red. Now we have 2 red icons, 2 red terrain cards in this this game, this room, and 2 activated terrain cards. So we can activate the door, and we can activate the spore chimney. To activate the spore chimney, all you do is roll a dice, and then, providing that you roll a skull, you can discard this terrain, which means no more Gene Stealers can spawn here. However, we've got 1 here and 1 here, so we're getting a bit overrun at the moment with Gene Stealers. Then we have a funny icon here. Now we're back to this claw icon, but there's a little arrow there. Now what that means is they don't move up, they don't move down, but they flank. So let's just have a look and see who that would affect, if anyone. Fortunately nobody, but what that would mean is if any Gene Stealers had that icon on and were facing, and that they were engaged with a Space Marine that was facing them, then they would flank that Space Marine and go to behind the Space Marine, so the Space Marine would not be able to use a support token to re-roll a defense die. But that card's resolved now, and we're back to the action phase. So let me just put these cards back. And we're good to go now. Well guys, I'm going to call it a day there because this video has been going for about 15 minutes. Don't forget you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FamilyGaming247. Follow us on Twitter at FamilyGaming247. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And until next time, happy gaming.